A very warm welcome once again on the program Biotechnology in Focus. I'm still your anchor, Ifeanyi Okafor, and it's good to have you. Now, we have indeed come a long way on this program, and we have brought you episodes that a lot of people have made positive comments about. Now, very quickly, let's take you to our Voxpop segment.
Nigerian research agencies are doing a lot to see that we adopt improved technologies for agriculture. For example, we have the National Biotech Development Agency that their mandate is to coordinate all research activities. And so far, they are making a lot of impact because we see the area of agriculture as one that is very vital, especially with economic revitalization in Nigeria. So there are a lot of researches that they are doing already on improving crops so that they can be insect resistant or pest resistant or disease resistant. So we have the Institute for Agricultural Research in Zaria. They are working on cowpea and cotton. They want to improve it so that it can be resistant to insects that affect cotton and also cowpea. So they are making a lot of effort to see that farmers do not spray a lot on the farm to control the use of insecticides, to control the use of pesticides, and also to produce crops that are resistant to diseases so that it can improve yield and productivity for farmers. So we also have the National Cereals Research Institute in Badegi, Niger State. Their mandate is to work on rice. So they are developing rice varieties that you don't have to use so much nitrogen on it. It's called New West rice. Nitrogen use efficient, water efficient, and salt tolerant rice. We also have the Research Institute in Umudike, National Root Crop Research Institute. They are improving cassava to be virus resistant. So far, Nigerian research institutes are doing a lot to improve agricultural productivity for farmers, especially as Nigeria is geared towards economic diversification.
Biotechnology is, for me, it has gone a long way in improving the society, from security to health to improved agricultural products. And the agencies in Nigeria, for instance, are doing a lot of research in making sure that farmers, for example, their yield, their productions, are the pains that they get from that, which is from pest attack, from different things that prevent them from having a good yield. Most agencies in charge of that are going a long way making research, which is creating seed resistant varieties, pest resistant varieties, and that will go a long way in helping the economy. It will go a long way in helping farmers. It will go a long way in encouraging youth to go into farming because of the reduced pest attack, improved varieties of the new rice varieties, cowpea varieties. It will help the economy. It will help in developing the economy. It will help to reduce unemployment in the society. So the agency is doing pretty much in that aspect of agriculture.
Biotechnology as a course is very broad. If you ask me what precisely it does, it's not a particular thing. Biotechnology have various aspects. Just like in medicine, it's very useful. In vaccine creation, that's what I've been used. Even in insulin to treat diabetic patients, biotechnology was used in doing that, using the recombinant DNA technology. Then in agriculture as well, in fact, it has a broad, it's broader when you talk of agricultural biotechnology, because you can talk of the tissue culture aspect, which is multiplication of plants, and then you can as well do the culture of the plant in a way that you have whatever you want the plant to be. You want a better, like for example, let me take pineapple as a fruit. You want a succulent, as a fruit company, you want a succulent, a juicy fruit. Tissue culture does that for you, which is a part of agri-biotech. Then in animal-wise, you want your animal to be, to have a particular species, or you want it to have a particular trait or character. biotechnology does that for you. Also through recombinant gene technology, through genetic transformation and other procedures like that. Even in pharmacy, like insulin is pharmaceutical as well as medical.
Now we hope you enjoyed that. Now let's show you some of the features that we have had over time. Biotechnology has become the global economic development offer for countries to advance and become enabled to confront immediate global challenges. The potentials of biotechnology is particularly in the field of agriculture, which ranges from increased yield and agricultural safety of a growing population in the midst of ecological challenges of land degradation, climate change, and increased demand for food. Modern biotechnology has tremendously propelled industrial growth, health improvement, environmental sustainability, as well as wealth creation. It follows that with agriculture as the viable alternative to oil in terms of national revenue, the calls for biotechnology as the key to agricultural revolution cannot be overemphasized. Observations have shown reduction in use of pesticides, increased yields, reduced damage, and better welfare for farmers. For cowpea, or better known as beans, Nigeria is said to be one of the highest producers and consumers of beans. However, the constraints on the breeding indicates large-scale Maruca infection on beans. Nigeria's annual consumption is more than 3 million tons, with a national deficit of more than 500,000 tons, made up through importation. Leader of the BIOTECH research program, Professor Ishiyaku, says the multi-environment testing results confirms lab findings of resistance efficacy, improved hybrids of BT products.
We are in the country where cowpea is grown. Why we included farmers in the evaluation is to fulfill the requirements for the National Variety Release Committee, so that they want to hear or see evidence that farmers have also evaluated this technology and they have concurred with the scientists in terms of its potential benefit before they register it for commercial release.
For rice, there has also been significant progress. The newest rice project seems to be making the required attention.
You can see this rice here is bringing out seeds, and this area is zero fertilizer area, and this is not rain fed, and this is under irrigation, and even under the irrigation, this part of the area is not really receiving water well, but you can see it doing well. You can see it bringing out seeds. It shows that if farmers have access to these seeds, that they don't have to apply fertilizer.
So also is the BioCassava Plus, which aims to reduce malnutrition among sub-Saharan Africans. On this edition of the program, we intend to show you a special feature. Do stay tuned and make your comments at the end of the program. Agricultural biotechnology can help solve global food crisis and make a positive impact on world hunger. According to the United Nations, food production would have to rise by 50% by the year 2030 to meet the demands of a growing population. Agricultural biotechnology has been shown to multiply crop production by 7 to 10-fold in some developing countries, far beyond the production capabilities of traditional agriculture, and the global community is taking notice. In the more than 20 years that biotechnology crops have been commercially grown, there has not been a single documented case of an ecosystem disrupted or a person made ill by these foods. Consumers can rest assured that agricultural biotechnology is safe. These crops have been repeatedly studied and declared safe by expert panels the world over. Biotechnology-derived crops are improving water quality, both through less herbicide and pesticide in runoff from fields, and in the future through reducing phosphorus excretion in livestock by using biotech-derived feed that contains reduced levels of phytates. These results show that agricultural biotechnology delivers tangible and significant benefits for farmers, consumers, and the environment. These benefits add up to a more sustainable future. Consumers benefit with safe, healthy, and abundant food to feed a growing population. Farmers reap the benefits of increased productivity and income that contributes to agricultural sustainability in their communities. Perhaps most importantly, biotechnology helps care for the environment by decreasing agricultural chemical applications and carbon emissions. Biotechnology holds great promise for increasing the world's food supply and improving the quality of that food. It is estimated that 800 million people around the world suffer from chronic food shortages, and millions more could go hungry due to current and future food crises. Crops improved through biotechnology are producing higher yields worldwide to help feed a hungry and growing world. While the last 50 years of agriculture have focused on meeting the food need and fiber needs of humans, the challenges for the next 50 years go far beyond simply addressing the needs of an ever-growing global population. In addition to producing more food, agriculture will have to deal with declining resources like water and arable land, the need to enhance nutrient density of crops and achieve these and other goals in a way that does not degrade the environment. Biotechnology offers valuable tools to help meet these multidimensional challenges. The concept of leveraging agriculture as green factories is expected to have tremendous positive implications for harnessing solar energy to meet fiber and fuel needs as well. Widespread adaptation of biotechnology-derived products of agriculture should lay the foundation for transformation of our society from a production-driven system to a quality and utility-enhanced system. Over the last 50 years, our society has faced the challenge of feeding an ever-growing world population. Human population has literally doubled in the last 40 years and increased sixfold in the last 200 years. Since the beginning of this century, agriculture has intensified first with the discovery of economic chemical processes to reduce nitrogen to ammonia and the use of nitrogenous fertilizers in agriculture, superior genetics with hybrid, as well as varietal crops, resulting in a global green revolution. And finally, with the discovery and use of chemical pesticides to manage a range of pests, including weeds, microbes, and insects. Intensive agriculture as practiced today fully leverages all of the above advances and in addition
is benefited by superior irrigation techniques, better tillage systems. Biotechnology is the use of biological processes, organisms or systems to manufacture products intended to improve the quality of human life. The earliest biotechnologists were farmers who developed improved species of plants and animals by cross-pollination or crossbreeding. In recent years, biotechnology has expanded in sophistication, scope, and applicability. Biotechnology, with its knowledge-intensive nature and tremendous economic potential, has emerged as one of the trending sectors of the world's economy. Focusing on the practical use of biological systems to produce goods and services, biotechnology has made significant achievements in the growth and its application in the areas of agriculture, healthcare, environment. Modern biotechnologies involve making useful products from whole organisms or parts of organisms, such as molecules, cells, tissues, and organs. Recent developments in biotechnology include genetically modified plants and animals, cell therapies, and nanotechnology. These products are not in everyday use, but may be of benefit to us in the future. Most foods we eat today come from plants or animals that farmers have genetically modified through centuries of conventional breeding. Plants and animal species have been crossbred to develop useful new varieties with beneficial traits such as better taste or increased productivity. Traditional crossbreeding also produces changes in the genetic makeup of a plant or animal. Modern agricultural biotechnology techniques are different and substantially improved from traditional crossbreeding because they allow for more precise development of crop and livestock varieties. A wide variety of microorganisms are now being employed as tools in biotechnology to produce useful products or services. Raw materials can be converted to useful finished products both by ordinary chemical processes and by biological means.
A quick break is next on Biotechnology in Focus. We'll be back soon.
This is biotechnology.
Genetic improvements
It seeks to improve life and solve problems.
through either genetic engineering, through gene editing, or any of the method.
We have seen how science and technology has transformed our lives. This is science also. It's promising, and we have not seen what science has done that is devastating.
What is biotechnology?
Up next is our guest of the week, and our guest is Dr. Andrew Ilo. He's of the Shedder Science School.
Okay, I always like defining biotechnology in two ways. One way for the lay person on the streets, or the other way, which is a scientific way of defining biotechnology. For laymen to understand what biotechnology is, it simply means application of technology in biology, in life sciences. Anything life, plants, animals, you now apply in technology to it. But for scientific definition, it is the manipulation of a plant or animal to suit a particular subject. For example, you're looking for drought resistant. So you're manipulating that animal or plant to endure drought, endure salt, provide high yield. Everybody will accept that technology generally is for the betterment of mankind. If not because of, even in your field, we are moving from analog to digital. It's an upgrade of technology. So there's nothing stops us from also having a movement of analog technology in biology to a digital form of technology in biology too. So biotechnology importance in Nigeria, cannot be overemphasized, because we are looking for a way we could feed 9 billion plus people. The issues of climate change is there. The issues of disease resistance, so we need new technologies to help solve these problems. Yeah, and I think Nigeria, now the world is a global village, so Nigeria cannot afford to be left behind in keying into this technology. Everything that is too much is also a problem. You drink too much water, it's a problem. It's poison. You take too much food, for example, it's also poison. In as much as there may be drawbacks, I call them drawbacks of the technology. Maybe simply because when the technology started, the inventors of this technology wanted to protect their intellectual property rights, but I think that we cannot afford not to key into this technology. For example, where we have disease resistance or high yielding crops. Climate change already is telling us that most of our crops might not survive drought. So we need crops. We need to have crop improvements that can withstand drought. Farmer header issues are issues of climate change. And nothing stops us from looking at biotechnology applications that can help solve these things. Not directly on the farmer or on the header, but on improved crops or improved weeds, where that you can still plant it in a desert region. So these farmers still have these cattle still have grazing fields up there than coming down to down south. So what I feel is that we should allow Nigeria tap into this, but a country of 180 million people, you find out that more than half of people might not have an idea what this technology is. So it's now on us to get good communication strategy to tell people in very simple terms. I'm a scientist. I know in science we just say big jargons. That woman frying akara at the back of my street might not understand the big jargons. So the audience is on us to develop good communication strategies, which we can use to transcend our big scientific research jargons into plain, simple Nigerian English, where people can understand. Ishiyaku Science and Technology Complex is a parastatal under the Federal Ministry of Science and Tech. I'm in the Biotechnology Advanced Research Center, and my research looks at how we could use molecular tools to do conservation. In as much as let's take it from the beginning. The reasons why we have the biosafety law and the is the fact that the CBD, that's the Convention for Biological Diversity, acknowledge the fact that we need to protect the environment. That's why the law, the Cartagena Protocol came up about of biosafety. So in my own science is how can we use those molecular tools which the Cartagena Protocol has given out to help protect diversity. So I use molecular tools to look at plant diversity across regions, across Nigeria. We'll take a look at variation, because anything about the environment has to do with variation. That we are both human beings, but we look different because we have variation, and variation in our genes. Your parents are different from my parents. The white guy is different from the black guy. So that's what I do in research. Our complex or our institution, the reason why the complex was set up is that it's the foremost technology center for Nigeria. Whatever you did not see anywhere in the whole Nigeria, you must come there and say it. So we are seriously working hand in hand with the NMBA, in terms of helping them to identify genetic modified organisms. We have the capacity, we have good scientists that do that. And in all, we are all in partners in national development. It's just like asking, is there a future for digital television in Nigeria? Because we all agree that no matter who, that technology has a place to play in our national development. It's just the fact that there's this initial skepticism, but I can tell you, I still repeat it, that if we have good communication strategies, well, these things will fall in place.
And that's where we conclude this episode of the program Biotechnology in Focus. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.